Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Kirsten here. Welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast. I hope that you're doing fantastic. All right, so today we're going to talk about the importance of diet breaks, and we're going to cover many parts of the topic. We're going to talk about what a diet break is, when you need it, who needs it, what happens when you take a diet break, what is the whole goal of taking a diet break. So all the good stuff. And let me tell you already now that most people who have a weight loss, fat loss goal do need a diet break once in a while. So we're going to jump right into this topic. But before that, make sure that you are already a member of my Fit and Fuel Facebook group, which is a group for women who want to lose body fat and build muscle in a truly healthy way. And this is what we're doing there. So we're sharing a lot of resources. Everything is free. So this is a free group and you can get a lot of help from me. Personally, I'm also going live there multiple times a week. And you can only see these live videos if you are a member of the group. So make sure that you join. It's called Fit and Fueled and you can find it on Facebook. Okay, so let's talk about then what is a diet break and all the little questions, who's it for, how to do it, and so on. So diet break is a planned break that you do after a period of having been in a calorie deficit. And typically the calorie deficit should be between 8 to 12 weeks before you need that diet break. You can do it also a little bit sooner than that. It depends on the person, but in my coaching, I typically use 8 weeks or 12 weeks before we take that diet break. And this is planned. So we're not sitting there waiting until the body's not responding anymore to calorie deficit. We're actually getting ahead of it. So we are planning it into our coaching, into our nutrition program, so that after 8 weeks to 12 weeks, we're going to have a diet break. Now, what then happens when you go into diet break? So what we're going to do is that we are going to increase your calories. So let's say that your deficit was around 1700 and your maintenance was around 2000. So when we go into a diet break, we're going to bring your calories back up to close to or to your maintenance level. And why does it matter? Well, the whole point is to tell your body that it's time to take a breather. Give your body the opportunity, because as I always say, that your body wants to feel safe. And if it's constantly in a calorie deficit and there's no break from it, it soon is going to let you know that it's not feeling all that safe. And it's going to surprise you with a plateau. It's going to surprise you with some hormonal dysregulation, downregulation, and so on. So these diet breaks are very important. And I see that a lot of people have been in a deficit for years. So as soon as I see somebody who's been even in a constant deficit, even for 6 months, which in their world may not seem like a lot at all, it actually is a lot. So you should have already taken a diet break well before you get to that 6-month mark. So we are going to increase your calories, like I said, back to your maintenance point, and then we're going to keep them there for 1 to 3 weeks to give your metabolism the opportunity to recover from this lower calorie place, because like I said here, probably a million times, the truth is that every time we are going into deficit, we are putting stress on the body. So to relieve that stress, we are going to do a diet break. So to prevent plateaus, this is very important, because plateaus can happen with everybody who is on their fat loss journey. But when we do a diet break, we can actually prevent that. So we don't have to wait until the body's no longer responding. We actually, when we do a strategic break, their diet break, then we can actually really, if not completely avoid, then minimize the plateaus by doing it. Because like I said, we are temporarily taking the body out of that calorie deficit, which makes it feel better, makes it feel healthier. Okay, so what then happens when you go into this diet break and stay there for 1 to 3 weeks? Well, what happens? You're probably going to feel a little bit more energized. You're gonna feel that your workout's a little bit better because you literally have more food, more energy in your system. So this is a positive thing. And if you're concerned about your weight, which is something that a lot of people are concerned about, your weight may either stay the same or it may come up like a couple of pounds. And in some cases, I have seen it drop. It's a little bit hard to predict what it's going to exactly do. But I will say that even if there is a little bit of weight gain, it is nothing to worry about because it will typically come back down as soon as we get back into deficit, or the first couple of weeks of the next deficit will come back down. And the weight really isn't fat gain, so we can everybody calm down because it is really just more food and more water in your body that is there during those higher calorie weeks. So like I said, 3 things: nothing might happen to your weight. It may stay in exactly the same place. You may gain a few pounds, or in some cases I have seen that the weight actually comes down, which is probably a sign that your body got pretty close to the point where it really, really needed it. Okay, so we already talked about what it is. So it is a strategic increase of your calories in order to increase your metabolic rate. And next, let's talk about what it is not. So a diet break is not a free pass to go crazy with food. And it's also not like a free pass to stop tracking altogether. So if you have decided to do this weight loss, fat loss with tracking your macros, you need to continue tracking your macros also during the diet break. It's not like, oh, I'm on a break now, I'm literally going to eat out every single week during the 3 weeks and drinking alcohol. No, this is not what it is, because then you are very likely going over your maintenance, and you're going to gain probably some body fat during that time, and you don't want that. So don't get random with it. Don't think that I can just go crazy with foods. And also understand that these extra calories that you are adding when you get close to your maintenance, they shouldn't be used for alcohol. So the idea is that when we are increasing these calories, we're giving the body more nutrition, more valuable nutrition, vitamins, minerals, things that are good for our metabolism, things are good for our hormones. This is not like for drinking, where you could just consume alcohol, because alcohol actually has nothing beneficial to offer to our bodies. So don't use it like this. Okay, then another topic that I wanted to talk about regarding diet breaks is sometimes I get asked, okay, so when I go into a diet break, should I increase my calories gradually the way we do when we do a reverse diet, or can I go up right away? And you can go up right away. So there's no point, no sense in gradually increasing if you're only maybe increasing 300 calories and it's going to take you like 3 to 6 weeks to get there. No, this is unnecessary. So jump right up. And the difference between that and then reverse diet is that you're going to come back down from it, right? So you're going to have 2 to 3 weeks higher calories, and then we just come back to your deficit, or if you can, a little bit higher than your previous deficit. So you can go right up. It's not going to be like huge, like that drastic change. It would be different if your deficit was like 1,200 calories, your maintenance is 2,000, but because you're smart and you're not doing like such huge deficit, you already know that it's not going to be a problem. So like I said, if your deficit is 1,700, your maintenance might be 200, so it's totally fine to jump right back up for a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, and then cut the calories back down when you go into your next phase of your deficit. Okay, and then lastly, what do you do after this diet break is over? What most people want to do is to do another round of fat loss. And so we go back into the deficit now that your body has had the opportunity to recover a little bit. You've been fueling your body with more nutrition and you feel like ready, and you can do the second round of your deficit. So you're going to reduce your calories, and you can even see if you can still continue to lose body weight and fat when you cut a little bit less than you did in your previous round, because it may be possible. So let's say that your deficit was in the first round 1,700, and now you can play around and see if you can lose body fat and weight 1,750. just experiment with that, because as you know, the goal is to always keep the calories as high as possible while giving you the results that you want to get out of it. So why would we cut to 1700 if we can get to the result by eating 1750? We always want to do what's best for your metabolism. And even though calorie cut is stressful on the metabolism, it doesn't have to be as stressful. And of course, always keep in mind that you want to eliminate other stressors too. So you want to make sure that you eat highly nutrient dense foods, that you take care of yourself, that you have time for rest and relaxation, that you get just enough downtime too, because as important as as working out and eating well are, your self-care in the form of like taking some downtime and quiet time, this is also really important. And if you never have that time, you're just going to keep adding to that stress bucket, which is already more full, right, when we are in a calorie deficit. So this is all about diet breaks. One more time, I want to say that if you are in your fat loss journey, then you do want to strategically put them into your plan before it's too late, before it's like, oh my God, I'm like so adapted. I'm in this low calorie place and the scale is not moving. I have to cut more. To prevent that, put strategically some diet breaks every 8 to 12 weeks. Make sure to do them properly. Make sure that you don't freak out when the weight is up a pound or two. This is just part of the journey. Remember, this is more glycogen. This is more water in your system. That's what it is. It's going to go back down when you go back into deficit. And by implementing diet breaks, your fat loss will absolutely be healthier, even if it takes a little bit longer, because now you spend 3 weeks at maintenance, right? Well, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. What does 3 weeks really matter? But if it means that is healthier for you, then you should definitely do it. Okay, so this is it. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel on YouTube if you found this video helpful, or if you are listening to it on a podcast app, hit the subscribe button there as well. And of course, share with your friends and family. Help me get the word out about this podcast. All right, this is all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.